just made it back to the chop shop from our nice little visit to Chicago to see the Roadster Shop boys and do the Oil and Whiskey podcast. And while I was up there, I figured it would be a huge miss if we didn't do some burnouts, check out some of their sick rides, and do a little shop tour and see how the soup's made at arguably one of the best custom car builder facilities that this world has to offer. So I hope you enjoy this. And by the way, while we were doing the walk around of that sick twin turbo Grand National they built, I was a jabroni and totally forgot to turn my mic on.
Idiot!
I apologize for that in advance. Anyway, here's the shop. All right, we're here at a shop that needs zero introduction. I've got the man himself, Mr. Phil Gerber here, and we're gonna walk through this perfect Grand National.
Brought it out just for you, man. It is a iron block 427 LS7 base built by Wagner Motorsports up in Wisconsin. Put two big turbos on it, made a lot of horsepower. Twin precision, I think they're 76 millimeter turbos. Yeah, a little smaller, build power quick, no lag. The Buick purists hate it, everybody else loves it. Is what it is. This is what the customer wanted. This is what we love building. I think it made just over 1,500 horsepower to the crank. Incredibly drivable car. A customer takes this thing out to dinner and then can stand on it and scare the absolute hell out of you afterwards. Sean's billet intake that then we did some kind of one-off emblems on. Wanted to go with a little bit more of a 80s OEM-ish look. You know, these cars are kind of notorious for having all the plastic stuff everywhere, more monochromatic. So Cerakoted everything in that satin gray. A little bit of heat mitigation on the exhaust side. So wrapped everything. We ended up coming back and putting in DEI's heat insulation under the hood, put a couple of vents in there just to vent some heat out. Wanted to keep it Grand National-ish looking, didn't want to get too crazy with the big cowl hood or, you know, race looking vents, so machined some one-off billet vents, kind of in the style of the grill and match what could have been on the car, period correct. What I think sets this car apart from a lot of other cars that we've built, and this was kind of the one that really kicked it off, we spent an insane amount of time on the engineering side. Designed almost the entire car in CAD. So motor, exhaust system, headers, whole core support, packaged everything in 3D in SolidWorks, designed where it was all gonna go. It made the build process go a little bit smoother and gave us the opportunity to kind of think out and plan where everything's gonna be on the car and made a lot better end product. This is one of our fast track chassis. Beefed up the rear end a little bit with a fabricated 9-inch independent rear center, really? Just to handle the horsepower.
My favorite things about this is that it feels like a G-body. You know, you got a cage in here, but it's not intrusive. The homage to the lightning rods is dope.
Yep, yeah, that was something we just had to have on the car. It's actually incredibly fun to drive. It's a manual valve body, Boulder built 4L80. So you're shifting, pulling every gear. The interior and kind of exterior, everything about the car, we wanted to keep it very, very true to original, but it was kind of 80s junk and a lot of GM plastic back in the day. So we sent the entire car out to JK Designs, 3D scanned the entire interior, designed the entire thing again in SolidWorks. Everything on the dash is 3D printed. The doors are all machined individual panels. It looks very, very stock and very simple. But to see everything that went in behind it is just insane amount of work to make it look like nothing was done.
How many man hours do you think went into this thing collectively?
Ballpark, there's probably in the 7,000 to 10,000 hours.
So how long was this build process, start to finish?
The build was probably about a year and a half. Started out, really good customer we built a couple cars for. He loved Grand Nationals. He wanted to build a Grand National that this is kind of the high school car they always wanted. That's kind of the theme of most of our customers. It's what their parents had, what they had in high school, what they wanted back then, couldn't afford. Now we build it with today's technology and performance.
And it works, it doesn't rattle like a complete shoebox.
Yep, yeah, they're night and day difference now.
The wheels, man, like having a step lift there and a deep dish on like a stock looking.
Yep, so yeah, that kind of fits with the theme of everything else. Insane amount of detail, insane amount of work to make it look like the original, but if it was built today. Chris Gray, our designer, and my brother Jeremy drew up kind of the wheel concept. We sent him off to Greening Automotive They machined one-off wheels. I think they're 19s and 18s, 12-inch wide in the back, 10-inch wide in the front. Really tried to keep those proportions dead on to the original. A lot of times you see when somebody tries to scale an original wheel bigger, they look awkward. They look like too much flat, dead space. Step lip kind of cuts down a little bit of that, gives it a little bit more performance, and kind of, I don't know, helps the overall look.
It's dope because it's like you get the gangster ass look of the black G-body, but like it just looks mean. It looks like it should have came like this from the factory, like, especially with the body lines here. Obviously these fender flares, they look a little bit bigger than they would be.
Yeah, that was, again, you know, wanted to keep it stock-ish. That was kind of where the build started getting legs and running away. So these had a little flare on them, but it's almost a fake flare. When you sit them low, you can't get the tire up in there. We cut the wheel openings out, again, all in CAD and SolidWorks. We designed wheel flares. We put the exact wheel and tire dimensions in there, cycled it through the suspension. That's how we're able to get like a super tight fit on there.
Can we hear it fire up?
Let's go rip it.
Let's do it. By the way, the power selection key is so sick.
3 tunes, 1100 to 1300 wheel horsepower, depending what fuel you're running, different maps.
So what was 1500 on? Was that C16 or E85?
E85.
Okay.
Let's see this sequence here. It starts down there.
Oh, nice. Oh, yo. That's badass. What fuel pumps are you running this?
That's a good question.
Oh, okay. They sound big.
I don't know.
This is so did you guys make this all in-house?
Yeah, we designed, did all the graphics in-house, worked with a company to do a whole integrated kind of car control system on this. So we have everything controlled for exhaust, cutouts, track, sport, street, launch control on and off, trans brake, line lock, traction control, all done through the touchscreen. There's also this cool little decoder here where we can move things around and do the selection.
Oh, that's cool.
We have our audio
I was gonna ask about this.
AC controls in there. Did everything to look like again 80s GM would have. Bluetooth display, single button race mode, turns your exhaust to track, launch control on, trans brake, line lock on, traction control off. So it's kind of a one button and you're ready to rock.
Hell yeah. That's so sick. Give it to me.
Tune right now for 93 octane. I think it still is about 1,000 or 1,100 of the tires. Gets the job done.
Okay. Yeah, I can get to that. Hell yeah. It feels incredibly planted. Like there's no chassis twist. There's no like floppiness about it.
We got rid of the G-body shuffle. That was the main objective of this build.
Yeah, well, I feel like you've done a good job. There's no ripples down the side. So can we hear this thing in party mode? Oh, there we go. Hell yeah. It sounds right. This is how a Grand National should be sounding. I can't get over how well planned this thing is and just how good everything works on all these cars. Like, it's mind-blowing. Where was this start? Like, did this start in like the home garage, or you know, how did it all kick off?
We'd always been building go-karts, mini bikes, dune buggies. Growing up with my dad, me and my brother each restored a muscle car when we were 16 for our first cars. We were in the body shop business. My dad sold the body shop business. My brother actually went to work for the Roadster Shop. It was an existing company at the time. There was 2 other employees and him. Owner was kind of older and on his way out, so we ended up buying the Roadster Shop in 2003. No clue really what we were doing, but just jumped in, figured it out, and grew from 3 employees. Now we're over 100 in about 120,000 square feet facility, and we're lucky enough to do what we love for a living and just build hot rods, build our passion, and I think that's really fueled the business and kept it growing.
Oh yeah, man. Appreciate you opening this thing up a little bit.
Absolutely, any excuse to get in and drive.
You know, it's work, right?
Yeah, 100%.
Test and tune, baby. I got my man, John Yorkie. What's up, brother?
How's it going, man?
Hey, I'm good, man. But look, thank you for taking me for a walkthrough and seeing how the soup's made here at Roadster Shop. How long you guys been at this facility?
We've been here probably about 19, almost 20 years now at this one.
Has it expanded since you first got it?
Immensely, yeah,
Okay.
absolutely. We're always growing. Every couple of years we have to add more space.
So I know we got this shop and then you got another shop for the chassis, so we'll go there too. But what happens at this shop typically?
Primarily all the fabrication is going to happen here. So the hot rod shop is all based out of this facility, and then the chassis production is all done in this facility.
So you guys do like a lot of custom, like you're building cars here, like full cars, right? Typical timeline on something you guys are building. I mean, I know that's like all over
It's a
the
sliding
place.
scale, yeah. I mean, we do a lot of the Survivor Series cars where we're not doing paint and body, which cuts down the build time immensely. You know, we try to knock some of those out 6 months, maybe start to finish. A full build, you can be looking at anywhere from a year, 2 years, depending on how extensive the custom work is going to be.
Nice.
But we just do our best to be efficient with each project and what it needs.
But you guys do some really rad stuff, so can we go see some of it?
Absolutely, let's check it all out. You're going to walk right into our CNC shop. We're doing a lot of custom parts for our in-house builds on top of a lot of production parts that are going into our chassis. So they could be doing any number of things from drilling out hubs, making special parts for each chassis, because we do get a lot of customs, which we have going right now on a few of these machines. And then a lot of stuff that's going into the custom cars is coming out of these as well.
Making jewelry over here.
Pretty much, yeah. They make us look good with these parts.
I see. Well, look, we got to talk about this OBS here.
Yeah.
Now, A++ job on the Mondo salad shooters. Are those one-offs or what's
They
the deal
are,
with
yeah.
those?
We had to have those made. That was an idea we came up with the customer. It's just a killer wheel for that truck. So we knew when it came in, that's what we wanted to do. Customer was on board, so yeah, it worked out great.
On first glance, this thing sits pretty damn low.
Always.
You got a bed still.
Barely any modifications to get our low pro chassis underneath these, which
Really?
is very hard to do, which took a lot of engineering time, a lot of R&D to make that happen. But to get this thing, it will still lay frame. It'll still drive full lock to lock with where it's sitting right now. I believe it's sitting at ride height as we're looking at it, which is still pretty low.
By the way, I love that you got the fuel fill in here. Everything's shaved on the outside, but it's not like cheesily shaved. There's some body lines in it. Everything is just lined up perfectly smooth. You got the OG 90s square tips through the full pan.
It's just the perfect 90s truck. We're fortunate enough to have a customer that is right on board with that. He bought this truck new and it was daily driver, so he's been holding on to it all these years, and now it came to us to kind of make it ride well.
Oh yeah, what's the motor setup in this? Can we check it out?
We got an LS3,
Tried and true,
always.
hard to beat.
So a little custom work, try to emulate a little bit of the TPI setup that you would have seen in some of these. Not, you know, it's still an LS3.
You know, I was gonna say, the first thing I noticed was like the stripes on the intake manifold, kind of reminiscent of like an LT4, you know, like that like
yeah, we're not trying to trick
generation.
anybody, but
Yeah.
still just give it a little bit of that touch in the design element. So
Yeah, that's cool, man. It works out good. By the way, the firewall, the tubs, and the airbox, everything is really nice, man.
we appreciate that. I mean, it's a testament to the sheet metal and the engineering on the chassis side of things in a lot of ways.
How do you spec this out? Is it somebody just going in like making cardboard, or are you guys actually doing laser?
You know, there was a time when that was what we did, and it's not the most efficient. So we work hand in hand with all of our engineers while they're actually developing the chassis. And a lot of this stuff is laid out in CAD beforehand.
Nice.
So as you get to the chassis shop, you'll see the plasma table. You'll see our ability to cut this stuff in real time. Whereas, yeah, years ago, this would take a guy a week or so to template it, make sure that we have all our critical tolerances. But this allows us to work with the engineers not only for the sheet metal, dial in our wheel and tire fitment, our backspace, and we can do all that stuff before on the shop floor and have a good jump start when we build the project.
This is my dream, to have an engine bay that is this clean and just perfect.
Yeah,
So,
well, we appreciate that.
kudos, man. And of course, most important mod, AC. You guys know, I don't like to be a sweaty boy. Ooh. I see this nice and clean plastic. This on one of your, oh yeah, of course. I take it everything here is on one.
Every
of your
build's
chassis.
going to be on our chassis. This one here is a fast track, just solid package for the guy to have as a driver. He, again, had a beautiful car. It came in like this, so this would almost be a Survivor Plus. Usually they're a little patinaed, but this one's got a nice, recently done paint job. So make it drive, make it run, and make it reliable for him's the goal of this one.
Nice. Yeah, this thing is beautiful. Oh, I like the Helmholtz chambers you guys are doing.
Yeah, we do that on just about every one of them, and it helps immensely with just the drone you get, especially at freeway speeds. Again, these guys are driving these regularly. They're not used to the horsepower and the noise in their ears, so, you know, it's definitely a pleasure to have that under there when you're on a long trip.
I guess there's going to be a time in my life where I don't want my ears bleeding after an hour-long road trip.
Why the fuck you lying?
So we got an LT4. We've machined the blower lid in-house just to give it a little more style for the era. The valve covers are from Troy Trepanier, which suits the whole build pretty well and just gives it a bit of a classic look, but still modern.
Shout out to Troy, always doing clean stuff. And this big old brake setup. Who do you partner with on these brakes?
Bear is kind of our go-to on most of everything.
Very cool. I run Bears on my stuff too. It's the only thing that stops that K5. I really wish I had them in the rear, but you know, we'll get there. The drums don't really like to work so
No,
well,
never.
as you can imagine. Nice. So what do we got here, by the way?
49 Mercury. Not
Okay.
the most performance-driven car out there. A bit of a tub of a car, but if you're in old hot rods, I mean, you can't beat a Mercury. So again, this would be a Survivor Series. Paint, trim, all of it's just surviving.
This is the first time I've seen a 40s Mercury that doesn't have the top just absolutely chopped to like a 3-inch window.
Yeah, absolutely. That custom with a K style is,
Oh, yeah.
is more of what you're gonna see.
Old familiar power plant. You guys do a lot of LS stuff here.
We do a lot of LS, a lot of LT production motors.
Tried and true.
Tried and true, yeah.
Makes sense. All right. Damn. Now, this is rad. I love that you guys got all these in bare metal here so you can actually see what's the amount of labor and craftsmanship that's going into all these.
Yeah, I mean, we're stepping into the fabrication shop now, so all of our sheet metal work is done in this area of the shop. This car here is getting ready to tear down for paint and body at the moment.
Wow. I mean, absolutely beautiful. So, when you guys are doing floor pans, trans tunnels, that's all done in CAD?
For the most part, I mean, there's a level where we can dial it in. This one's pretty complex. There's a lot more hands-on stuff, but the base is all going to be from CAD and our engineers.
Nice.
Because they can conform it to the chassis, you know, so that's what we're here to do. Every car's getting our chassis.
Absolutely. By the way, are you guys making Pantera chassis now?
We always have, yeah. We've done a
Oh,
few of them
wow.
over the years. This one is the first time we've done one in-house, which we've been, you know, chomping at the bit to do because it's just a rad car. So we're pretty excited about it. We're going to get going on it here in the next 6 months or so. Chassis is right now in development stages because ours is going to be a little different than the ones that we put on the street. So it's going to be a badass project.
Hell yeah. Mr. Chris Reese, you know what you have to do. Pull that trigger, bud. What's the thought process behind this build here? Because it looks like very, like, almost like 60s race car, you know, like.
Yeah, exactly. You nailed it. So when it came in, the guy wanted a restoration. You know, nothing super exciting. We came up with this concept for like an OEM plus type Camaro that was never built. Maybe the Camaro the production should have built and never did.
Yeah.
So it all kind of hinged around getting this fat tire. We're running a 345 front and rear.
Wait, front?
Front and rear. We got this
What?
big fat tire.
Hold.
That led us obviously to needing to do these flares.
Yeah.
And the goal was just to keep the flares at a point where they're not just obnoxious, not over the top, look like something that would make sense on the car from the factory, performance based without being gaudy.
They look like they should have come like
Yeah,
this.
which is hard to do, especially on these Camaros, you know, it's not an easy car to mold that in.
345. I just realized these are on center locks.
Yeah, so that was a custom. We designed that in-house to be that mini light center lock.
Look at the meat up here, man. Super clean, super smooth. So is this all probably going to be powder coated and typical?
Yeah, it'll be a mixture of some Cerakote, some paint, some powder coat, whatever it takes to get some elements to it that make sense.
Nice. The little details is just like having like the radiator top and like everything just cleans this up so well.
Yeah, I mean we had to fabricate all the inner wheel wells from scratch. That was kind of just done on the shop floor by hand.
Oh, really?
And then carrying that idea of it being a little racy, but still a production looking car was the goal. So kind of ties it all together.
Well done. This is rad here. Yo, is this billet?
It's all billet grill here.
Dog. Who does that?
This was we worked with EVOD directly on this grill.
Okay. Damn, that looks sick. So I see we got a cage in here. What's going down with this one? Can you talk about it?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's in a bit of a messy state right now. We're in the paint and body. Obviously, it's been sitting. So this one's got a Gen 3 Hemi in it. Car came to us a number of years ago, already set up, already cage in it and the motor, and then we put our chassis on it. Did an extensive amount of metal work. The quarters have actually been shortened about 3 to 4 inches. If you ever look at these darts, they hang way out past the rear wheelbase.
Yeah.
So somebody's obviously been talking about it. We sectioned this within this area and shortened the quarters just to scale it up a little bit.
Honestly, the proportions look way better.
Yeah, that was the goal. I mean, the things are just so long in the ass. Like, they just hang way past the rear wheelbase. So it definitely made a huge difference in the overall profile of the car.
Got an old Ford here. We got something that's real familiar to me. What's good? That thing is clean, man. That come in like that?
It did, exactly as you see it, curtains and all, just a rad little truck. I mean, when it pulled in, we all just crowded around it and said, we got to leave all this stuff.
Oh, yeah. I got to take notes here, man. I got to get me some of them. What kind of chassis is this going on?
This is going on our Legends.
Okay.
So, LT4 Legends chassis, if you're familiar with them, I mean, it's killer chassis. Our suspension's based on GM. You buy that chassis, motor, trans, transfer case, all your four-wheel drive, gas tank, exhaust. I mean, it's a full ready-to-go chassis, and they ride fantastic under these trucks.
Hell yeah. Wait a minute. Just getting an IRS? Damn, all right. Sorry, I keep noticing things, man.
Yeah, that's all good.
Okay, so what's up with this guy, man?
Yeah, man, this truck is really just kind of a testament to metalwork. If you're familiar with an F100 of this, 50s lineup,
oh yeah,
there's nothing on this truck that hasn't been changed, modified, and hand built. So it's been chopped, it's been sectioned. The top of the roof's been brought down because I usually have a fat brow here over the windows, and just trying to keep it very proportionate and not looking like a slam truck. All the running boards had to be handmade. We sucked those in a little bit. The front wheelbase has been moved forward, so if you look at the fenders, usually this type of material's in the back and it's very offset from front to rear. So we've shifted that, what helps with weight distribution as well, but the overall look of the side of the truck is complemented by that.
I was gonna say, like, usually I'm not a big fan of the look of these trucks, but I was like, something's different.
Yeah,
like,
and when you park one next to it, we had a stock one in here a few months back, and it's drastic.
Oh yeah. All the lines on this thing are absolutely bitching, dude. I've been a fan of Roadster Shop's work for a long time, and I've seen a lot of the rad shit that they've debuted, but like when you really see what goes into this, it's like kind of mind-bending. What do we got here, by the way? What chassis is this, and then what's this going under?
This is going under a Thunderbird. It's a fast track chassis.
Okay.
It's a bit of a custom chassis that somebody called up and ordered. Once we started doing the engineering, there's a lot of floor modifications and wheel tubs, trans tunnel as you see. So engineering can lay all that stuff out in CAD. Again, cut it on our laser table and just put us like way ahead of the game when it comes time for fabrication. And then we'll be able to sell this chassis with the floors ready to go to drop your body on.
Hell yeah. The most daunting thing for, I think, most guys is like, it would be sick to be on a chassis, but all the other shit.
Yeah,
so, like,
it's
the
a
fact
full
that you
floor.
Yeah.
And for us, it's like, yeah, we're sheet metal guys. We love doing it, but like, our floors really that exciting? Do we want to spend a bunch of time and effort on them? I don't think a lot of builders do. No. So this gives you the ability to knock that off the list, get it out of the way, and spend your time on the cooler stuff.
The upfront cost will save you a hell of a lot of time and money in the end.
Yeah, I couldn't say it better myself. That's kind of the goal,
like
and that's what we do.
You let Joe Blow go and like build your floors, man. You know what? Inevitably, it's going to go wrong, and he's going to have to redo it again. You know what I mean? We've all been there. Come on now. All right, so what do we got over here? What is this section?
So it doubles up. We assemble our in-house chassis here with a guy that specializes in all the chassis for all the cars that are on the fab side. And then all of our tooling and equipment's over here for the sheet metal fabrication. So
Very
again, anybody familiar with fab, I mean, it's whatever you need to cut, chop, stretch, beat the shit out of it over your knee if you have to, whatever it takes to get that done.
Oh yeah. Damn, how old is this machine?
Yeah, the Yoder is definitely one of our show pieces. We got this from Clay Cook, who's a good friend of the shop and Jeremy's. So it's sentimental, and there's a lot of badass parts that have passed through this while Clay was using it. And now we're fortunate enough to have it. So I don't think we've ever dated it, but it's definitely one of the old survivors for sure.
You know, the craftsmanship that went into these old machines is pretty phenomenal. The ability for something to stay is like true and functioning correctly for like
and
a
I mean, it's a
century.
violent machine. I mean, the amount of force that this thing projects, it's violent. So
I mean, look
it's
at
a
this
testament
leaf
to how it
spring.
stands up.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Hell yeah. Is this one of the Legends chassis?
This is the Legend chassis.
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
Which you'll definitely see a bunch of when you go to the production facility. A little teaser of what you'll be seeing over there.
What is this kind of like based off of geometry-wise and then drivetrain-wise?
Yeah, I mean, the majority of it is based on like a 2018 Silverado.
Okay.
So factory OEM parts as much as possible. And like we said, that way you can go to a parts store and get those parts. You don't have to come back to us if something goes wrong. And it's tried and true. I mean, all the four-wheel drive is shift on the fly. You're using the transfer case. LT1 or LT4 packages, how they currently come.
So basically, this is a way to take your old truck and make it handle and perform like a brand new off the.
Exactly, exactly. I mean, it's like jumping into a brand new truck off the lot when you get in one of these.
Yeah.
This one's actually for a Land Rover. We do them for square bodies, the early C10s, we do Broncos, we got Scouts, so there's quite the laundry list of cars that we've got these to fit right under at the moment.
This is like your perfect daily driver solution.
100%, yeah.
Hell yeah. How big of a tire can most guys go on something like this?
I mean, we've played around 36s, 37s, about, you might need to do a little fender modification, but that's generally where we go.
Nice.
The Land Rover for the chassis we just looked at, staying as is, we're not painting it, but we did do some floor and firewall modifications, so we're gonna do some undercoating and just seal it back up.
Very cool. And then what is this room back here? Basically paint and...
Paint and body, yeah, which is a little separated, but still in the same facility.
Nice.
Try to keep the dust down as much as we can if that's possible in a body shop, so.
You got hiding back here, huh? The Camaro?
Yep,
That
Camaro
body
just
guy?
got painted, getting ready to move into assembly.
Ooh, that is a lot of Cerakote.
It is a lot of Cerakote, yeah.
Got the, what is that, Frankenstein
Yes.
intake?
Yep.
With some PRC LS7 heads on it, okay.
You've got it all, you don't even need
285s or 265s? Which one are we going with?
65s.
Okay, okay. Oh, looks like we got a little engraving from some friends, so I'm guessing it's spicy. You know what? You're not putting that intake on something that's not part of
No,
it.
not
so
at all. It's a little build motor.
Hell yeah. Can we talk about this Tatum sand car on some 50? I was really hoping this was on wires, by the way. Like, I was like, holy shit, if this is on Dayton, I'm going to lose my shit.
Yeah, I mean, those don't stay on it. It's just for transport and ease of moving it around while it's here at the shop. But Jeremy's little toy that he takes out when he has some time off, which isn't very often.
Little toy.
Not that there's a lot of
There's
good places in the Midwest for it, but.
Oh, yeah. Well, you know what? I bet this thing would do some bitch and burnouts on those things.
Oh, yeah.
It's a nice little touch.
Yep, that's some of the stuff we did in-house while it was here, since Jeremy's got all the stuff at his disposal to machine it for his equipment.
Of
So.
course. Shout out to Tatum, always doing rad stuff.
All right, so we'll pass through into the chassis shop here. It is a bit of a beehive with a lot of moving parts, so there's a lot of employees, a lot of things going on.
Damn, dude. How many chassis are coming out of here a month?
A month, we shoot to be over 100. You know, it can
Really?
vary a little bit, but, you know, usually around 100 to 110 is very doable.
Yeah, because I mean, just looking at all these like cross-member subframes, whatever you want to call them here.
Yeah.
What would you actually call this part for your chassis?
Front cradles,
Oh,
yeah, the front
cradles,
cradles,
okay.
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, like, there's racks, and we got just.
Each one of the chassis jigs is going to be dependent on the car that it's going under, obviously. And then it's kind of separated. Down the middle, we have our actual chassis builders. They're going to pull all the parts from the other builders that are on the back wall, motor mounts, control arms, things of that nature, are all going to be like separated, and then that all meets in the middle to actually make it a finished chassis.
Nice. Of the chassis that you guys sell, what's the number one production chassis?
Definitely Camaro, I'd say, is up there. Camaro, Impala. The spec chassis is definitely up there as far as the lineup.
Yep.
Our spec chassis is probably our biggest seller. This is a spec chassis if you look at how the rail's built. A lineup like this, by the time it gets into this guy's bay and he's got all of his parts, 2 to 3 days you're going to see a finished chassis come out of this bay all welded up and ready to go.
Oh yeah, nice. Talk to me about this laser program you guys got, because everything is, I mean, tolerances are really tight, and especially
Yeah, I mean, you can see in that video where we're indexing all these rails to fit together so there's no misalignment when it goes to the frame rail builders. And really everything starts here with that Ermixon laser table. It's really the meat and potatoes of what we do over here. So everything's designed in CAD, cut on this table, extremely efficient. We can run more than one sheet where it's just cycling regularly. We can run it 24 hours a day when needed. And it can double up as a tubing laser as well for our spec series.
All the cutting happens inside of here, and then it just rolls it out for you.
Yeah, so you've got a dual layer. You can see it's cutting right now. That'll drop down and remove once the next one's set to come in. So the programming is already ready to go and it'll run nonstop.
Precision, baby.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
If the builders do need to come back and check a tolerance by hand, all the critical measurements and the layout for the chassis will be in these. It just keeps growing and growing. It is also digital, but this is right here for the builders to grab if need be.
I mean, sometimes it's a lot easier to just go and grab it off the shelf and flip to a page and, you know, see it on paper.
Yeah.
So you don't have to come and talk to the nerds. So Mr. Josh, how long have you guys had this facility here?
This facility here about 3 years. The fabrication part's been about a year. So we're really just now getting kind of ramped up to the full volume that we wanted to be at. So you saw all the fabrication that happened at the other facility. This is kind of the next step in that, where they come, where they're fully fabricated. We do another round of QC and then start assembly and adding all the other additional options.
God damn, dude. By the way, I need a fabricated 9-inch for my K5, so I'm just gonna grab one of those and toss it in the truck.
Problem. Yeah, throw it in the truck.
Casey, take care of him, right? Just put it on my tab.
Yeah, yeah.
Don't put it on my tab, put it on his tab. Yeah. What do we got over here?
So this is all of our small parts, our options. So this is all of our stock for the assembly side of things. So this is where all your steering racks will be, your third members will be, your shocks, your springs, your airbags, nuts, bolts, body mount bushings, sway bar arms, sway bars, sway bar end links.
Damn.
Everything that gets bolted onto the chassis after the fabrication's done. Gas tanks as well.
Okay.
And then shipping and receiving as things are coming in.
You got some live valves over here too?
Yeah.
Oh, hey, perfect. You got one ready for me.
Got one ready.
So that was going to be my next question,
Might
brother.
be a K5 as well. If you can carry it on the flight home, it's yours.
Perfect. I just need to figure out a jump seat on a C-130 and I think we're good. So this is the RS4 chassis. You've heard me probably mention it 7 times in this video so far, but this thing's badass. If you're gonna go and like launch stuff off 100-foot jumps, yeah, maybe this isn't, you know, fully equipped for that. But like for a street truck that has the capabilities of basically like taking a square body to like capabilities of like a Raptor.
Right.
And like just have it bolt straight on, like this is awesome.
Yeah, this kind of bridges the gap. I mean, obviously, if you want to build a dedicated rock crawler, you can build a dedicated rock crawler. You want to build, you know, a Baja 1000, you know, trophy truck, you can build that. If you want to take a vintage truck and build it like we've been building hot rods for the last 30 years, you know, and just make a nice truck without bolt-on stuff, have better suspension geometry, better brakes, better fitment for modern motors, modern transmissions, modern transfer cases, headers, exhaust. This is kind of the gap that it fills.
You guys sell them both in like raw and powder coated, right?
Yeah, they all come fully assembled, but it's an optional deal to get them powder coated.
Probably smart to just do that.
It is for a lot of the chassis that's so limited on fabrication, it's so easy to bolt everything together. Powder coat's the way to go. There's some other chassis that you know you're gonna do a full floor or a tunnel or, you know, wheel tubs and stuff like that. Go ahead and get it raw, do all your mock-up, then blow it apart and powder coat everything.
You got crossover steering straight out of the gate. You got big, nice sway bars, and they're integrated into the actual frame instead of like just a bunch of crap hanging off, bolted on in the way. Great brakes. Do you know what this one's for?
Yep, 88 K5.
Ah, there you go.
I thought it was a K5.
Perfect. I was gonna say, you know what? That wheelbase looks real familiar.
Yep.
This is dope, man. And the fact that this fits under.
Yeah, fits. Your bumper mounts are there. You've got all your suspension already kind of figured out, or already mounted. I mean, I know you know, even just as simple as a brake kit for an axle swap and figuring out offset and so that right there can take a significant amount of time and a significant amount of money. That's already figured out. So when you get that, the motor mounts are figured out, the trans mounts are figured out, it's already clearance for exhaust. So you can just start bolting things together and get on the road faster.
Oh yeah. And structurally, holy sh**, you know, obviously you're going from a C-channel wonky ass frame to fully boxed, 4-link, triangulated.
Everything's beefy, probably always overbuilt. I mean, that's just the way to do it.
Yeah.
Especially on 4-wheel drive stuff, you've got the room, so why not
Have you
make
seen
it
anybody jump anything with one of these?
There's been some small jumps. I'd say small because it's, you know, a foot to 2 foot off the ground. It's still jumping. You know, it can do it. We got an RS4R that's full, you know, mid-travel. If you want to build something to really romp on, that we've got that as well.
I'll be damned.
Everything's always a trade-off too, though. Then you start getting full bypass, right?
Yep.
Then you start moving around, then you hit the brakes and it nosedives, and that's great, but you got to know what you're getting into if you get that.
Exactly. The nice thing with these, you're not dealing with all the clicky noises from the the bypasses and stuff.
Right.
You know, you don't have all that like irritating sound when you're just going slow. It's like
Right, right. There's a trade-off, you know that.
Yeah, man. This is really cool to see one of these in person. I've obviously just oodled over them on the internet, but everything's nice and beefy.
And you don't have that death wobble.
Yes. Also, if you've ever tried to jump anything in a stock K series truck, I mean, you know how harsh that is.
Yeah, it's not the jumping that's the problem.
Landing?
It's the landing, yeah.
So what do we got here? What's this?
So this one's a Fox body, spec chassis,
Okay.
powder coated, fully assembled, ready to go out.
This is crazy how the profile on this is so slim that you can get this under a Fox body.
Completely bolt on underneath of a Fox body, still a great stance, still get full 3-inch exhaust, still get all your modern motors and transmissions, and it sits right.
Solves a lot of problems in the process too.
Absolutely does.
How much time do you think went into R&D on something like this?
Engineering on the Fox body was start to finish was pretty quick, and we're probably looking at about 3 months total
really?
time. Yeah.
Damn, dude, all right.
And we wrote the checks of selling some Fox body chassis at a show and calling some people's bluff because they're like, oh, I want to do a Fox body, I want to do a Fox body. Well, quit asking about it, just buy one, and we wouldn't have to build one. So they called our bluff, sent deposits in to the tune of probably about 20-something different customers that bought chassis before it was designed. So then we had no choice but to design it and then launch it at SEMA.
Hey, that's good. That's
It's good.
Inspiration.
Yeah.
Motivation. Man, I can't get over how big this place is, man.
These chassis are big. They take up room. You got to have room for the guys to work.
So basically, we've got various stages of assembly here. I see the chassis racks over there. That's rad.
Yeah, every bit of different chassis get assembled on these 2 runs here, unless it's a Legends truck. So the Legends chassis, what we talked about at the other shop, Legends chassis all get assembled here. Significantly more time, take a lot more parts, and specific set of guys that do the Legends stuff. So that's its own department, and then everything else gets assembled here.
Nice.
And then guys are cross-trained across different platforms and stuff.
Oh yeah. A young guy wants to come and work here, right? How does one come up? What's the best way to come up through the process?
We've had guys that have almost zero skill come in and just have the passion, and you can start literally from sweeping floors, cleaning, crating, moving into assembly things. If you've worked with hand tools and stuff like that, we can teach you what you need to know on the assembly side. You just gotta have the passion. We can't teach the passion. You either got it or you don't. And then the first thing you're probably gonna be put on that's gonna be the hardest thing to learn is bending brake lines. A lot of people always ask us, oh man, those brake lines, there's gotta be CNC bent. We do have some stuff that's outsourced on our higher volume, but the vast majority is all bent by hand. And that's an art in and of itself. If you've ever bent brake lines, you know.
You're taking the wax on, wax off approach there, you know?
Yep.
Love that. Damn. Case in point, I mean, real snug, real tight fit. Everything's got to be perfect, man. You don't want to be pinching none of that.
So this is where all the crating is done. So after the chassis is fully assembled, it's final round of QC. Everything's paid for, everything's powder coated, everything's fully assembled. We know exactly where it's going to. Custom crate gets built for that job. Truck gets called in, and then they get loaded up every single day.
Damn. So I'm told you guys are doing about 100 a month.
Yeah, that a little bit more than that, but close to that. Yeah.
Damn. I can see why you need so much space.
Yeah, 100 chassis takes up a lot of space.
Oh yeah. I didn't even look to the right. Damn, dude.
Chassis on chassis.
This is sweet.
Everything's got a home and everything's got a space. So if it's in a certain pile or in a certain space, it's there for a reason. So it's visual to everybody knows, like, okay, that's my pile that needs to be crated. That's the pile that we're waiting on a bulk pickup. Those are customer pickups. Everything's kind of organized just visually.
Nice. Whole lot of rear ends over here.
Yeah, all the RS4 rear ends. Those get broke down for the brackets welded. The frame rails for the RS4 guys get pre-built here. We have all the 4-wheel drive fabrication done here, and we have all the control arm fabrication done here as well for the entire chassis platform.
Oh, sick. Can we check some of that out?
Absolutely.
You got guys burning stuff in right
We
now?
do. There's another 4-wheel drive chassis getting welded up right now.
Oh yeah. So a little further along the way so you can kind of see the process here, but got the fuel cell, exhaust all in, everything's right where it's supposed to be. And this is one of the Legend series chassis.
Yeah, this is one of the Legends.
Man.
That would give you kind of an idea too of how far along you are when you do receive it. I mean, literally core support, all of the plumbing already mounted, already hooked up, all the fuel system already routed, springs, exhaust, everything's mounted. I mean, it's quite frankly, we joke all the time, but literally a body, buy a vintage air kit from Rick, buy some gauges from Dakota Digital, buy a wiring harness from American Auto Wire, and put it together. Like
good to go.
You're that. Add power windows if you want to add power windows.
That's crazy. Oh, wow. So what's all this back here?
Car-wise is kind of a mix between inventory that we have that are waiting on builds, either already customer owned or stuff that we own that's waiting for the next customer, or a lot of cars that are here are sent in for custom chassis. So the 4-door Bronco, the Huppmobile, the 4-door Jeep, the Hudson pickup, all those are sent for custom chassis. This one actually just got mounted to it. So this is the RS4R chassis that I was talking about. If you want to go build something to jump.
Ooh, what's good? All right.
This one's going down to Mexico. Crew cab Bronco with RS4R, full long travel.
Hell yeah. Let's go, baby. Oh, yeah. Look at them links, man. Okay. Rock and roll. Yeah, she's meant to boogie.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like 6 Suburban.
Suburban's in line for a build. It's going to be a Survivor on a Legend Series platform. That'll be get the 2500 Series Legends.
Yeah.
It'll be the diesel and the bigger stuff. And then a variety of things that are...
that F100 is badass.
F100 is a shop-owned vehicle that will be built sometime soon. And that one will be something kind of special.
Oh, yeah.
Left like it is, because you can't touch that.
No. Looks right. Not sure why this Miata's back here, but I'm not going to ask on it.
That's race cars, man. Race cars.
Yeah. You know what? It is the cheapest way to have a lot of fun without all the heartache.
Yeah.
Just beat on it, maybe rotate the tires and fill it back up, and then drive home.
A lot of this stuff was bought over the years to R&D or prototype a brand new chassis platform. We would try to find untouched, really good originals, then scan everything, design a chassis.
Is that what big it is?
Yeah, that's a good one. That's the right one too.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
My man.
This one's in line for a full build. So.
Is this shop owned or is this?
No, this is customer owned.
Okay.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it's customer owned. It would be great if it was a shop build.
I don't know why. I love C3s. Like just the look of them.
Yeah.
Just feels right.
They're coming on too. We sell a good bit of chassis for them. This one's I think being done by Troy down at BBT.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so we did some stuff on it for him, and he'll take it and start it there. I think it started another shop before that. I don't know the full story on it.
Well, I feel like it's probably gonna, actually function now. There's some great stuff in here.
Yeah, we bought a good bit of Ford trucks when we were doing the Spec Series line and the RS4 line, so we used them for both those platforms. We've probably sold 3 or 4 of the Ford trucks already that we bought that had them. You got customers all the time that are especially repeat. Most of the customers we deal with now that we're building cars for are repeat. Yeah. It's very rare we take on any new clients. So working with somebody's like, man, I'm kind of thinking what I want to do next. I'm like, well, here, look through the picture book. Like, oh man, my uncle had a green Ford just like that. Let's build that. Okay, great. We know it's a good truck. It's in inventory. We can start on it tomorrow.
I had seen this thing bashing around quite a bit on the internet.
That's Phil's personal truck.
Yeah. You gotta have the cooler cup holder armrest.
I think that's a standard C10 thing now.
Oh yeah. It's a great patina on this thing. Well, dude, I appreciate you showing me the shots.
Absolutely, man. Glad you could come out. Kind of see behind the scenes a little bit.
Absolutely. I do have a request for you. Is there any way we can take something out and, I don't know, we can see what something does?
Yeah, for sure. We got a couple cars outside we could jump in.
Yeah? Yeah, come on now.
Well, I'll tell you what, we can take out this 68 C10 here for a quick little rip.
Hey, you got any specs on this thing? What's the deal with it?
So it's on our fast track chassis.
Okay.
We've got a LS with a Whipple on it, put together by Casey Wagner.
Oh yeah?
8 HP 90 transmission.
Okay.
She can boogie, yeah, it's a good daily driver. Again, it's just a lot of power for something that you're gonna be able to street.
Nice, can we pop the hood? Oh yeah. Yeah, that'll do. Of course, super clean. Beautiful. Daily drivable. Got AC. This is gonna work.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we should do a little get down with this.
All right, let's take
See
a
what
quick
we
ride.
do. All right. Oh yeah. Oh, you got power window? Damn, dude. Those come down quick. There's nothing more painstaking than just like a.
We're cranking it down.
Yeah. I don't mind cranking it because at least you know it's like you can get it down as long as nothing's all janked up. Yeah, this thing is impossibly quiet on the inside. It's manageable, it's smooth, it's comfortable. It's like pleasant.
Yeah.
It's just,
Yeah, I mean, Jeremy's a huge stickler for that too. I mean, if we are test driving a car and there's a rattle, if there's a tweak that can be made to make the driving experience better, we're gonna spend the time to do it. So taking these on the long tours, this car just went to Columbus for the Good Guys show and back. Customer flew out from California to drive it himself. That way any complaints he may or may not have or things that we can improve on, we can do at that time.
nice. So this is a customer vehicle.
Yes.
Okay.
Pretty much everything you're gonna see is gonna be a customer vehicle. It's pretty rare that we actually take something and build it for ourselves.
I can't believe how like solid this feels. I mean, I can believe how solid it feels, but it's just, I've never ridden in one of these. I've only ridden in, you know, janky setups like my own.
Yeah.
Or either like way too stiff or just way too sketchy and loose. It's amazing that you don't hear like the side windows, like the corner windows whistling Dixie here as we're going, what, like 50, 60 miles an
Going
hour.
about 60 right now, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like-
I mean, that's the things that we spend the most time on once a car is done, is making sure that the window seals are good. That obviously, the engines and the setups we're running for drivetrain are designed to be a pleasant drive. And the chassis just exasperates that, making sure that the chassis is as solid as it can be. And then inside, we've done the seats. We did go refoam this. We do pad everything, more than just say a boom mat for sound deadening. We spend a lot of time trying to quiet the cab of the vehicle, which is something that's overlooked a lot on these older cars. But the Helmholtz one really brings that drone down.
It's crazy how that works too, because it's like it's like the size of the tube is reflective of the frequency that it can kind of like cancel out, right?
Oh yeah, and then the longer the better is kind of the theory there.
She scoots.
Yeah, it's got the right amount of power.
Yeah, I mean, that's just like a little part throttle, just
Yeah.
kind of breathing on her, like letting her open up.
Nothing crazy. It's just, it all goes where it needs to go.
Nice. I mean, it looks damn good, you know, and to see it, you know, in various stages of the process, it's kind of wild to see how much you guys are actually doing in-house. You know, it's not just like you guys are a huge manufacturing company just banging out chassis. Like you're building cars.
Yeah, I mean, it's an interesting company because we are and we aren't. I mean, we are a manufacturing company. We are a factory as you walk through the chassis shop, but it's a whole group of men and women that are getting down and doing the work themselves. I mean, it is still a bespoke hand-built product. It's just done on a very large scale.
Obviously, it's an evolving company, right? But like, when did it have its big jump in growth?
Yeah, I mean, I would say, I came there 17 years ago, and I came from Detroit, and to me, I was blown away by how big the shop was to start. And it's just every new idea, every new concept, every line of chassis that comes out, and then every big build, such as that Grand National, just pushed us to that next level every time. And the fact of the matter is, following Jeremy, Phil, and even Josh with the ideas that they come up with has caused every single element to grow every single time.
Nice.
And it's just been one after another. There's not a year that we haven't grown since I've been there. So
It's amazing.
I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna pull over here.
Okay.
We're gonna switch seats.
Oh, I get to drive?
I'll let you drive her.
Oh, let's go, baby. Hell yeah. Ah, man. You know what? I just noticed it has like a stock style shifter with the buttons on it. Oh, yeah. Ooh, let's go, baby. Damn, dude, this thing is nice. I've driven it for 6 seconds, but like the steering feel, brake feel, like the way the throttle's applied, you know, like the tuning on it seems dialed, man. Excuse my French here, but this okay. It's so tight in all the right places, but doesn't feel overbearing. Like, you know, like sometimes when you drive something that's really set up, you know, and you're just like almost like white knuckling it, you know, to like steer it.
Yeah, it's hard to explain. I feel like we talk about it all the time, just tightening everything up, making sure that everything feels good, and we use that term like a daily driver or just streetable constantly, to the point where it's almost like we're pounding it down people's throats. But until you drive it and you experience it.
No, like it's crazy. Like this steering input and feel, it feels better than my Z06. Like I'm kind of like, damn. Like that was the first thing I noticed was it's like, you know, mentally, I'm preparing myself for an old truck, right?
Yeah. You're looking to chase
it. Kind of slop, kind of easy, you know, or like, you know that feeling when you put like a quick ratio box on an old truck with, you know, it's like, but this feels like really tight, precise dialed. I don't know how to explain that, but it's like more precise than a sports car.
Yeah, well, that's a compliment to what we do, I guess.
Damn, dude. What if I just give her a little...
Let her eat?
Buddy. God damn, dude. This is so unsuspecting because it's so quiet and calm, like it just well planted, but like it just wants to boogie.
Yeah.
You know how much power this thing makes?
We were just over 700 on our dyno.
Obviously this is a customer truck, so we're not going to do anything dumb because well, I don't want to take a mortgage out on my home to pay for it. So this honestly feels like you just drive this every day. This is a great like do all setup.
Yeah, whatever it takes, man. That's what we want.
Yeah, I mean, to sit here and have like a pump gas motor doing 700 that you can just fire up and drive anywhere, like that's perfect.
Yeah.
I appreciate you letting me drive it. Obviously, folks, I know you probably wanted me to do something dumb. I want to do something dumb too, but you know what? This is somebody's car. They're not here. If they were here and been like, go for it, brother, yeah, we'd let this thing eat through all 8. So I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, of course.
This is sick. Well, there you guys go. Hope you enjoyed the tour of Roadster Shop and a little bit of hooning we got to do in probably the sickest Grand National ever built. In the meantime, we got to finish this thing up. Wanted to change some things and make it a little more ridiculous and stupid. You'll see that on the next episode. Thanks for watching. Don't forget, do all the subscribe stuff. Share it with your friends. Let them know where they can come to find all the best shop worldwide, baby. Anyway, see you on the next one.